all of those wonderful things. And I'm here today for part 2 of Imposter Syndrome Unmasked. So welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us this morning. If you were here for part 1 last month, please go find your notes. You will need them, where we discussed what the 5 imposter syndromes are. We identified which one or ones show up in our lives. And so today we're going to take the mask off of that syndrome. We're going to pull it down and we're going to heal. We're going to learn how to deal with that imposter when they show up. So please, everybody, welcome. Thank you. Get your pen, your paper, your notebook, find your notes from last session. And we're going to have a writing exercise at the end of the session. And we're going to walk away more authentic and true to ourselves. So good morning, everybody. Good morning, Adam. Good morning, Z, Abimbola. Leonard, good morning. Good morning, Marie. Good morning, Miss Louise. Hello, Mary, as you come into the space. Good morning, everyone joining in both Facebook and Zoom. Come on in here. Time to take that mask off and let that imposter go. They're holding you in a spot that you do not need to be any longer. So we're going to heal that. But first, you got to call a thing. So come on in here. Let's identify these imposters and get rid of them. Yes. Good morning again, Facebook. Thank you for joining us this morning. I'm Tiffany Mathias. I'm always happy to be here. It's such an honor to be here with you guys, especially in this capacity. Mondays and Wednesdays, I'm always here, but I'm behind the scenes. So this special Monday, I am here in front of the camera. Today actually starts year 2 of my healing journey. And while this week marks the 2 years, the start of year 3 of the world dealing with COVID, I look at these last 2 years differently from everybody else. So perspective is everything, isn't it? Everybody's like, oh, COVID. Yes, COVID came in and it took over the world. But the way that I handled my time in COVID was totally different from most people. And so because of that, I'm here to be able to sit before you in a more true and authentic version of myself and let you know, like, hey, I was living in these imposters. I was allowing them to show up and manifest in my life. And now I'm not saying that I don't, I'm saying not as much, because every day I work on myself. So come on in, grab some water for libation. We're going to need it. We're going to be talking.
Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Stay woke. Stay woke. Stay woke. It's time to get up. Stay woke. Stay woke. Stay woke. It's time to get up. We're healing, we're dealing, we're growing. Together, releasing. We're teaching, we're moving. Together, we're learning, discerning. We're striving. Together, we're leading, connecting, transforming. Together.
All right, Tiffany, unmute yourself, love.
All right. Got the right one unmuted? Good morning, everyone. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. So for those of you who do not know or need refresher, I am Tiffany Mathias. I am a I am a Woo participant, admin, and now facilitator. Today, we are going to be talking about imposter syndrome, but this is a part 2. Part 1 was last month, where we got the definition of imposter syndrome. We looked at the 5 different syndromes, and we identified within ourselves which syndrome or syndromes show up for us. And so we're here to now look at that syndrome, look at that imposter, claim it, and then say, you know what, I'm not living with you anymore. But if you missed the first session, good news, we're gonna do a quick brief recap. So Shawnee, if you could pull up the first slide for me, with the definition of imposter syndrome. And I am calling into the space partnership with my community. I'm asking you all to come on in here, use your voices. I want to see you. I want to hear you. So don't be shy, because either myself or Shawnee will call on you intuitively. All right, so do I have a hand? Anybody who wants to come off of mute and read what the definition of imposter syndrome is? Do 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 do. Jeopardy voice. Do do do. All right.
I'll read.
Thank you, Adam.
Okay. Imposter. Are y'all ready?
We're ready.
All right. Imposter syndrome defined as
Oh, here it
psychological
is.
condition that is characterized by persistent doubt concerning one's ability or accomplishments, accompanied by the fear of being exposed as a fraud, despite evidence of one's ongoing success.
Thank you, Adam. Shawnee, you can leave this slide up.
I can
All
see
right.
it. What's imposter syndrome?
Hello? Was there? Okay. So imposter syndrome, it is basically where a person feels like a fraud because there is success in their life, there are accomplishments that are happening in their life, there are positive things that are happening in their lives, but they either feel unworthy of it, that they don't deserve it, or it's really not their own. The success belongs to someone else, whether it's giving credit where credit is due. Sometimes we get to where we are in these levels in our lives because of our own hard work and determination. And sometimes we get a hand up, and a hand up is not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. So I'm going to give an example of recently one of my imposters popped up on me. I got an email from the assistant director of my program at school, in which they were inviting me to speak at an upcoming conference based off of how I've shown up at school, even though everything is virtual, how I've shown up at these meetings, how I've expressed my interest in where it is I'm taking my career. And the director decided that I would be a perfect example to speak at a conference on the success stories attending this school. And what ended up happening is, as I shared my news, I said, I'm excited, even though it's virtual. Hold up, wait a minute, timeout flag on a play. And one of my good girlfriends was like, who cares? It's only virtual. Why are you saying even though? And that was me shining a light on my accomplishment, but also at the same time shooting myself in the foot because it's only virtual. I'm sitting here facilitating with y'all virtually now, and I have no problem doing that. Why? Because it's something that's related to school. Did I allow my syndrome of doubt to say, you know what, you're not worthy of doing this in person? You know, it's not really all of that. So I just wanted to share, as I said, these syndromes show up in your life when you least expect it. And you just got to catch them. So Shawnee, if you could turn to the next slide, I want to go over the 5. We're going to move along because there's a great exercise for us to work on later on. So the perfectionist, the Superman, Superwoman, the natural genius, the soloist, and the expert. Do I have a voice in the space? Anybody who wants to read who and what the perfectionist is? Hi,
I guess I'll
Adam.
read again. Okay, the perfectionist sets excessively high goals for themselves. When they do not reach those goals, they feel self-doubt and worry about measuring up.
There you go. Thank you. And so the perfectionist was the one that showed up on me when I was sitting there shooting myself in the foot, like, oh, I'm not good enough to be in person. It's just virtual. That perfectionist had to let go. All right, I'm gonna call on Aaliyah. I heard Aaliyah's voice earlier. It might have been by mistake. And then Coach Catherine. Aaliyah, if you can you read the Superwoman, Superman for me?
Yes, good morning. I'm sorry about that. I actually have one of my sons joining us today too. Okay, Superwoman, man, often push themselves to work harder and harder to measure up the expectations of others.
Thank you, Aaliyah. I appreciate that. Yeah, so the Superwoman, Superman works hard to measure up to the expectation of others. They find their value in themselves based on what other people think. So if you're the perfectionist, if you're the Superwoman, Superman, go ahead and note that, write that down. Coach Catherine, come on into the space, please. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so the natural genius
Yes, ma'am.
believes that asking for help or assistance will reveal a sign of phoniness or unworthiness.
Thank you. So the natural genius doesn't ask for help. It feels that they ask for help, if they ask for a handout or hand up guidance, that it reveals something that is untrue and false within them. So if you are a natural genius, please do note it and write it down. We have two more. We have the soloist and the expert. Is anybody a soloist in here who wants to read about themselves? Who's a soloist? All right, Miss Louise, I see your smiling face in your picture. Can you come into the space with your voice and tell us who this read about the soloist for us?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm in the middle of dressing, rushing to get out. Hold on, let me get my glasses. And I was just sitting there thinking, whoo, I'm so far a combination of all of those. And I am not gonna come on camera because y'all do not need to see my boobs. All right. All right. What am I reading? The soloist, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Measures their self-worth on how much they know and push to know it all. Okay, that's not me. But measures their self-worth on how much they know and push to know it all.
Yes.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you for coming in. Thank you. So the soloist, you do it all by yourself. You push yourself to know everything you want to do, and you want to do it by yourself. All right, and we have the last one, who is the expert. Do I have any experts in the space? Miss Abimbola, you coming in here?
Yes. The expert sets high expectations for themselves, then judge themselves harshly based on getting it right on the first try.
Thank you. Thank you. So yes, the expert has to do it right, and has to do it correctly on the first try. So that's the 5 imposters. So write down which one or ones resonated with you, which ones show up. Shawnee, you could take the slide down. Thank you. And then I want to ask you, how does it feel when this imposter shows up for you? What are some of the feelings in your body that you get when your imposter is present and acting up? And how does this impact your relationships with other people? Yes, Teresa.
Peace and blessing, family. Good morning.
And blessings.
I was experiencing that. What's the one where you have to like I forgot the wings delivered to what people think.
You find your worth in the measurement of others.
Yeah, I was dealing with that this week. I had an assignment
Okay.
last week, and I was so busy worrying about what people think. The assignment was overwhelming, and I could not complete the assignment.
Mhm.
And instead of me just doing it, I kept on trying to work on it. And then the Spirit said to me, Teresa, you can't do it. It's too much. And so when I told my boss that it was too much, she said, okay. Even though my coworkers, were like coming down because, I had waited, I didn't complete the assignment, but I was so busy listening to them. I didn't notice that my boss wasn't saying nothing about me saying I can't complete the assignment.
Mhm.
I listened to what they were saying. So I called my boss and I said to her, I'm very sorry, that I, didn't do the assignment. I texted and said, I apologize, for not completing the assignment, and whatever problems I caused. She said to me, you didn't cause me any problem.
Right.
There was no problem. She said, there's nothing for you the problem. You said you can't do the assignment, it's okay. And so I said to myself, here you are for 2 weeks over here driving yourself crazy, trying to complete an assignment when you could have just said, I can't handle the assignment. But it was
Mhm.
so to prove that, you could handle it, that when you do say I can't handle it. And so that was a great lesson for me, a really, really great lesson. Because I was really stressed out for like 2 weeks trying to, complete the assignment. And every time I looked at it, every time I looked at the assignment, it looked crazy as hell. And like I tried, I did it over, and I just could not write the words. And so once I said I can't do it,
Mhm.
my brain just can't handle it. It
So
was like
Teresa,
a light came off.
right. So Teresa, I don't think you were actually being a superwoman. I think you were more being a perfectionist.
Yeah,
You were
perfection's
looking
like that. Perfection's,
right.
that's what I'm talking about. Perfection's
So
right.
that's the
Yeah.
one you were thinking about. Okay, so yes,
Yes.
so I think you were more living in the space of being a perfectionist. The reason that you
Yes.
could not get this assignment done for work was because you wanted it to be perfect, and you were sitting there trying to figure out, or getting stuck in the space rather, of if I don't do this perfectly, then I'm going to let my boss down. I'm going to let my supervisor down. At which point in time, when you finally used your voice and said, I can't do this, and you're apologizing, you're being overly apologetic, like, I'm sorry I couldn't do this, I'm sorry I let you down. Your boss was sitting here saying that you didn't. So you were imposing feelings of self-doubt about
Yes.
yourself
Yes.
onto somebody else. You were projecting those feelings. You basically were telling your boss, you should be disappointed in me.
Yeah. I did because that's how I felt, and it just my coworkers were like,
Teresa, can you
I mean,
you're covering up the mic.
oh, I'm sorry.
There you go.
They, they were
Mhm.
saying that you should have been had the assignment, and I was like, wow. They were just going off, but my boss was not saying nothing, and I never paid attention to her. I
No.
never paid attention to her. So what I learned is that if your boss ain't saying nothing, shut the hell up. It's just be who you are. And so that was a great lesson. But it was 2 weeks of
Right.
terror for me. 2 weeks.
Well,
So
thank you, Teresa.
yeah,
Don't
thank you.
don't let somebody else's thoughts and opinions take 2 weeks away from you again. All right. All right. Yes, Abimbola, you raised your hand.
Yes, because I'm the expert.
Okay.
And but I look at it, I just I set high expectations for myself, and I like to do things right because I don't like to keep doing them over and over again.
Mhm.
And but my issue is like when I used to work, and then
Mhm.
people would get jealous because I would always receive compliments.
Mhm.
And so now I have a little part-time job 2 days a week. And
Right.
now I'm like trying to like dumb it down. Like, okay, I'm not here, and I'm still getting receiving praises from my boss, but it's it's to me setting high expectations.
Right.
I had a motto, every job is a self-portrait of the person that does it. So
Okay.
autograph your work with quality. And so that's me. So
Mhm.
I can't help it. I'm the expert. So that's me. I'm complete. Thank you. Mhm.
Thank you, Abimbola. So here's what I want you to take away. You can have a level of quality of work that you're proud of putting your name on that says, yes, when Abimbola is called to do a job, when Teresa's called to do a job, we're going to expect this level of quality of work from the person. That is absolutely fine. What I want to talk about, or what I'm talking about, is when it becomes so important to you what somebody else is thinking of you, or that the weight that you put on yourself to get that done can become crippling and even cause you to have self-doubt or speak negatively into yourself about
Oh,
what you're doing. So we're going to move to the next slide, because now that we've started identifying these imposters, we need to figure out how to deal with them, so that they don't show up so prominent in our lives. And while the slides are coming up, Charmaine, is there anything that is happening in Facebook? Do we have anyone who's admitted or revealed who their imposters are?
We're having technical difficulties in the back with Facebook, but as soon as I connect with them, I'll drop all of that in the space for you.
No problem. No
So
problem.
Facebookers, if you're hearing me out there, jump on in the Zoom room. Now is your time.
All right. Thank you. I did see there was some stuff coming across, but we'll discuss all of that later on in the debrief. So the more people come on into the space, there's plenty of room for you here. So tools for overcoming imposter syndrome. So the first thing, I told you all to get pen and paper. Pen and paper, whether it's a physical piece of paper and a writing implement, it's your voice notes that you speak into your phone. It might be even something that you type and you keep in your notes. It is important that we keep a list or a record of our accomplishments. All right. The reason that we need to keep a record of our accomplishments is because we recognize when we fall short quicker than when we do what is expected or what it is that we accomplish. So as soon as you accomplish something on your to-do list or your goals list, write it down. Yes, I did that. Keep a record of it. That way, when you have that incident where you don't make the expectations, you fall a little bit short, when you start getting hard on yourself, you can follow back up and go back to that list and be like, yeah, I didn't make this goal, but I did achieve this one, and this one. We have to speak as loudly into ourselves with a positive voice as we do with a negative voice. The next one is take ownership of your success. You did the work, you're entitled to enjoy the rewards and the accolades. How many of us, when we do well and people come to congratulate us, do we shy back and fall back and be like, oh no, you get very modest. Why? Why are we shrinking ourselves in a moment of glory and praise? Own it. You did the work. You have a right to enjoy the rewards, the accolades, and all of the praise that come along with it. All right. And then stop comparing yourself to other people and what they have and what they achieved. When I was growing up, we used to hear the saying, the grass is always greener on the other side. And then my grandfather once said, that's because it's artificial turf. Stop worrying about what somebody else has. Yes, it's great to have a litmus of comparing a success, but you should not worry about what you have at this particular stage in your life and then compare it to what somebody else has. What is your blessing is going to come to you in your due time. So don't worry about what somebody else has, what somebody else is achieving, where somebody else is going, because that just might not be your path. And recognize that failures are part of the process. The only real failure is not trying again. There isn't a single person who has made it as a billionaire, a trillionaire, has been successful in their particular field where they're going to say they never failed. They never had a day where they thought about giving up, that maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Success and failure are two sides of the same coin. You have to have your failures in order to have your successes. So keep trying. And surround yourself with a team of supporters who will be honest with you. The Woo space, the Woo community, that is my team. Woo people will tell you the truth. They will give it to you if it's gonna hurt, with a little bit of sugar, with some apology in their voice, like, sis, I hear what you're saying, but you need people in your space who are going to be honest with you. If you only have people around you who only want to be around you when you're succeeding, when your climb is rising, those are not the real people that you need in your life. And you don't need the people who want to keep you down and hold you back and constantly remind you of where you've been or of those failures. So make sure you have a team of people who are going to be honest with you. And then the last one is speak positively into yourself every day. All right. So that's morning affirmations. We do, in the Woo space here, we do a lot of meditation. Everything is about self-healing and growing. So speak positively every day into yourself. I don't remember the exact science behind it, but there was a scientist who did an experiment with some plants. There was a set of plants that they spoke positively into every day, and there was a set of plants that they spoke negatively into every day. They tended them the same way. They were in the same space, same sunlight, same food, same nutrients, everything of that nature. The only difference is what was spoken into the plant. Do you know that the plants that had the positive messages spoken into them grew quicker and brighter and greener than the plants that did not? If you don't believe me, look it up. You can take this slide down, Shawnee. Thank you very much. So I saw there was some stuff happening in the chat. I would love to hear some more voices before we move into our exercise. What resonated with you? What are you feeling right now in this moment after we have identified the imposters and we've identified ways to deal with the imposter? Anyone willing to share, or we can read through the comments in the chat?
Let's jump into the comments, my lovely.
Thank you.
So Terry shared that I guess when the imposter syndrome is activated and rearing its head, that her anxiety raises, can be short and abrupt with communications. Catherine shared, I can't function and flow with spirit allowing me to flow in my beingness. Catherine just greeted everyone and talked about stretching and growing and flowing together, getting in high vibration to live in the light. Zakia shared, I reflect most of them at different times, meaning the different variations of the imposter syndrome. Mostly I'm a perfectionist. I spend too much time getting ready to be ready. Got that. And then, us being the community that we are, Terry Ruffin said to Z, free yourself so that you can be yourself. Step into your fear so that you can be free and open to learning. I had to do this. And then Laura said, I see myself in all of the syndromes at different times. I get burnt out from being the superwoman. He acknowledged Terry's share by thanking her. And then I just was sending quotes, and then Stacy was sharing, I really had to work on myself with that one, meaning accepting praise and acknowledgement of other people. And I asked her what she believes gets in the way of her being able to accept praise. And she shared that it used to be that the attention made her feel self-conscious. She mentioned, I am inherently shy. I am consciously open myself to praise now, even if it's uncomfortable. And I was typing this, but I didn't get a chance to finish it. And then I'll share from Terry and then move forward. I question shyness when it comes to people.
Mhm.
Shyness is a trauma response,
Mm.
or a learned or conditioned behavior, like people shut you down, shut you up, and then you operate from shyness, but it's not really you. So when
Mhm.
Stacey was like inherently shy, or folks say innately shy, I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but I do believe that there are some folks who have been taught or conditioned to be that way, and it's not their true essence or personality or way of being. And it gets in the way because we believe it is true. And I'm
Right.
going to read this last share, and then we have a question or a comment from Pamela, Dr. Kennebrew, and
Yes.
it's up to you, Tiff, where we go. So Terry said, I had to realize that my inability to accept praise on a subconsciously level, I say, had to do with I did not see myself as enough. My religious
Mhm.
beliefs at the time did not help either. So those are the shares, and then we have a hand raised. So what do you want to do?
Yes. Yes, I acknowledge and respect everyone who has shared in the chat. Dr. Kennebrew, we're coming to you now. I just want to recognize it's 7:30. We're going to be finishing in about 10, 15 minutes. So anybody who can stay on, it's greatly appreciated. It will be worth it if you stay. Thank you. Dr. Kennebrew?
Thank you all. Good morning. I just noticed for me, I'm the soloist, and just listening, not too many people identified as a soloist, but I think that the soloist shows up for me. And I also think when we're talking about being the best, I grew up in a generation where we were told, where I was told that being a Black woman, you had to be twice as good. You had to do
Mhm.
more than everybody in order to succeed. And so that sort of carries with us. And when I heard, I think it was Sister Abimbola, I'm not sure who it was, that kind of resonated with me because that's how we were taught. And
Yes.
so for me, learning how to not do it myself, if you want something done right, you have to do it yourself. These were the lessons that were resonating with me. And also this sort of not ask it, being the soloist fed into many of the other imposters. So I'm complete.
Thank you, Dr. Kennebrew, for your share. And yes, some of these imposters are in us because they were planted in us as children with, I'm going to say some of them were with the best of intentions by telling us that, as minority women, yes, we have to work twice as hard for, half the pay, in order to be recognized. Or, if you want something done right, you have to do it yourself. And I don't think all of these were necessarily planted in us to have the effects on us that they do. It's just what ended up happening. We took those little anecdotes and we ran with them like full steam ahead. I have to do it. But I'm here today to let you know that you don't have to do it by yourself in order for it to be done right. And we're working on that. Women of color have to work twice as hard to be recognized. It's a work in progress. So we're gonna move into our exercise. So I said to have your pen and your paper ready, your voice note or your notes in your phone. So Shawnee, we're gonna put up the slide. The last recommendation for dealing with imposter syndrome was speak positively into yourself every day. So I found this little exercise on one of the social media platforms and I thought it was really cute. It's create your own affirmation in basically 3 steps. So using the first letter of your first name, your birth month, and then your birth date, you will create an affirmation. And so I'm gonna model. So my name, Tiffany, falls in the 3rd column, R through Z. It's I choose. I was born in August. So the middle part of my affirmation is focus on my energy and only what I can control. And then my birth date is the 5th. And it says, and follow my dreams no matter what happens around me. So my affirmation this morning is, I choose to focus on my energy and only what I can control, and follow my dreams no matter what happens around me. So I would like everyone just give you maybe 30 seconds, 45 seconds. I would like everyone to write out their affirmation. You can share it in the chat, and I would definitely love to hear some of them spoken into the space, because then I want to know how you feel speaking that into yourself this morning. All right. So 30 seconds. All right, I'm starting to see some come into the chat. So yes, anyone willing to come into the space and share their affirmation? If you're unable to share, put it in the chat. We can read it for you. Thank you, Terry. Does anyone need the slide to stay up? I'd like to see everybody's faces if possible.
Yeah, I think you should leave the slide up because we can't cut and paste. So
Okay.
just leave it up a little bit. I know I typed mine and it had 2 long sections. So I'll share mine, and then Terry, please type yours in the chat, or come on off mute and say it into the space. So mine is, I choose to love myself for who I am and for what I have become, and follow my dreams no matter what happens around me. And then Z, you typed yours in. Can you unmute and just say it into the space?
I choose to focus on my energy and only what I can control, and be in full charge of my future.
Say it again, Z.
I choose to focus on my energy and only what I can control, and be in full charge of my future.
Ashe, Z, thank you. Any more affirmations? Come on.
All right, Candace, if you could come off mute and share yours.
Good morning. Yes, good morning. Thank you. I wrote, I effortlessly do my best, and it is enough for my success. Thank you.
Ashe. Oh, I'm loving these. I'm seeing them pop in. I can't read them all. They're going so quickly.
All right,
All right.
you have to, my love. So Xavier, if you can come off mute and share yours in the space.
Peace and blessings. Good morning. Wow, I'm so glad I jumped on today. I allow myself to focus on my energy and, oh, sorry, I'm reading the wrong one. I choose to live life on vibrations of abundance and follow my dreams no matter what happens around me.
Yeah, there's a lot of us following our dreams no matter what, right? Stuff. Wait.
Right on time.
All right.
Thank you.
Cassia, you ready?
I am. Peace and blessings, family. I allow myself to focus on my energy and only what I can control, and to follow my dreams no matter what happens around me.
All right, here we go again.
With these dreamers.
Tiff, you want to go forward?
A couple more, and then yes, we're gonna start to close out.
All right, awesome.
Terry's hand is up.
All right, go ahead, Terry.
Good morning, everyone. I choose to live life on the vibration of abundance and trust my ability to provide and care for myself and my family. Oh my goodness, that is so me.
Thank you. All right, one more hand. Laura, come on in, Miss Clark.
Ashe, good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
I allow myself to live life on the vibrations of abundance and follow my dreams no matter what happens around me. Ashe.
Ashe.
Thank you. So do you feel, I'm speaking for myself, I felt the energy in this virtual space shift as these positive affirmations were spoken into the space. I'm sitting here smiling from ear to ear like the Cheshire Cat and Alice in Wonderland, because these vibes are it this morning for me. Like, this is the most wonderful way to start a Monday off, but not just a Monday, every day. So I allow myself to speak positively into myself every day. And I share what I speak to myself with those who follow me on social media, to my family, because vibes are contagious. So I want us to spread the positive vibes. I want us to spread the uplifting energy, because this is the way that we heal as a community. So I thank everybody for joining me this morning. Continue to speak positively into yourself. There are different affirmations. You can keep following this pattern. You can come up with your own, but whatever it is, speak them every day. You need to hear it so that you can grow like that plant that I was talking about in the science experiment. All right, we could pull up the closing slides. I have some special offers and everything for the community. I'm with it. You know, my energy is so high right now. I realize that there are about 4 or 5 wonderful things manifesting around me in the next 30 days that I'm busting at the seams. Like, I can't believe I'm doing all of this. So for the community, I have mentioned in the space before, I am part of a writing group. We are called the Diamond Writers. We're releasing our 2nd anthology, and I'll be talking about that momentarily. However, if you go to our page, which is our website rather, www.diamondwriters.com, and subscribe to us, you'll be able to download a free self-esteem journal, which is right up the alley of what we were talking today, ways to build and speak positively into yourself. So please go to that website, subscribe through
Love you
us.
both. See you later.
Thank you. And get your free e-journal. But wait, there's more. Next slide, please. The Diamond Writers are starting what's called the Hustle and Shine Tour. We, our 2nd book, Beneath the Crown, is coming out on April 5th, and we start our 3-city book tour on April 23rd down in the DMV region. So to all of my Woo community who are in Delaware, Maryland, DC, Virginia, you will be able to join us at our event. We have early bird tickets that are $40. Regular will be $50. Same thing, you go to our website. So after you've subscribed, you've downloaded your e-journal, you'll be able to go to our events tab, and you'll be able to see where the tour will be stopping in your area and be able to get tickets to join us. We have some wonderful ladies who will be in the space. We're going to be doing some talks. We're going to be shining and sharing, autographing books, and just blessing love upon everyone. So I hope to see you all there. Next slide, please. So here's how you follow me. You can get in contact with me. This is my telephone number. T-Mobile thanks me every time I call them for customer service for being a loyal customer of theirs for the last 18 years. So yes, this is my number. I refuse to change it. So please call me, text me, whatever it is that you want to talk about. I'm here for it. I have started an organization called the Phoenix Center for Youth Development, where I am helping youth of our community show up as the best and truest forms of themselves. So you can find us on Facebook. We just did a job readiness boot camp the end of February, and we have a couple of more workshops that'll be coming up. So you'll be able to see, follow us here and see what's coming up so that you can join us. I'm on Instagram at One True Phoenix. This is where I post those affirmations that I was speaking on. If you would like to email me, you can email me at tmathias.pcyd@gmail.com. And of course, you can follow us at the Diamond Writers, which is www.diamondwriters.com. Thank you. Next slide. Oh, I am so excited about this week. All right. So tomorrow, coming up Tuesday, March 8th, we have 101 ways to live life enjoy. Being facilitated by Miss Dion Monsanto. So please come in and join us. Dion's got a special announcement that she's making. So please come into the space and join us. And then on Wednesday, March 9th, we have the lovely Cheryl Glenn, Legacy Reflections. And I know I'm going to be in both these spaces, and I hope to see you all there too. Thank you.
All righty. So for all who have joined this space for the very first time, thank you for being here. I want to ask the community, if possible, to stick and stay until the end, until we say everything, because all of this has value. Even though if you think you've heard this before, please stick and stay. And we invite those who are visiting for the first time to drop that in the chat so we know who you are, and then also to invite you to come back to register to be a part of the Wake Up Everybody community so that we can notify you on a daily basis about what it is that we're offering in the space as far as these powerful messages. You see what we received today from our beloved Tiffany, and there's more in store. You know, it's like vitamins for the soul, mind, and for the physical body, for every part of you. It's a holistic space for you to ascend. So please do return, and welcome. We love you, and we want you to be part of the Woo Nation. The schedule. Reminders for those who are in this space to set your alarms so that you can be in here from Sunday through Thursday. Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, we have a long program, 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. And on Mondays and Wednesdays, we have the shorter program from 7 to 7:30. Sometimes we go over because the juice is so good and we want to drink it and experience it. So today we had a longer version of awesomeness from Tiffany around imposter syndrome. And, tomorrow we'll have a 90-minute day, as was announced with Sister Dion. So if you want text alerts, please do text to this number, 74121, Woo Nation in caps, so that we can add you to the list. And we stream from Zoom into Facebook, so you can also watch on Facebook through our live stream, but you have to join our Facebook page to do so, which is Wake Up Everybody Virtual Community. Now, for the family, and that's everybody, whether you're here for the first time or you've been here for almost 2 years, because our anniversary is on March 29th and we're excited. So as part of our celebration of the anniversary, we're doing an I Choose campaign. It's also tied to the book that we're writing or co-writing as a collective body of awesome beings. And the book title is Wake Up Everybody, A Community's Choice to Learn, Transform, and Ascend. So I'm going to ask Charmaine if you can drop in the link so that folks can fill out the form if you haven't already, so you can make an I choose statement. So you see, I choose health, I choose love, I choose to grow. There's so many different I choose statements, and we're going to utilize that. Gather those declarations and then ask you for a video where you talk about how you've chosen in this Woo space and what it has provided to your life because you've been part of this community. And somebody got a message today about who you truly are versus your imposter. That is a choosing for you to honor. You may choose to operate from the affirmation that you got that Tiffany presented to us so that we could co-create. So please do create the space for you to continue to choose you every single day. Woo Swag. Now the announcement is not up here, but I'm telling you as a community, on March 29th, which is our 2nd anniversary, we want everybody to be decked out in our Woo Swag, having a mask on if you so choose, if you're walking around on that day, having a t-shirt or a sweatshirt. You could also have your teacup. You can have your water bottle. You can have your journal. We just want you to flash it and demonstrate how dope we are as a community and the work we've done for the 2 years. So on March 29th is our 2nd anniversary. We're going to be partying in here from 7 to 9 and then all day long on our Facebook page. So please join the page, purchase your swag, get at least one item that demonstrates that you're a part of this community, and bring that item on March 29th and save the date, because we're going to be up in here doing the damn thing. So we want you to join us. So with all of that said, we want to thank you, encourage you to register if you haven't done so already for this week, bit.ly/Wake Up Movement. And Facebook, join our Facebook community, bit.ly Woo Community for our private page, and bit.ly /Woo Nation capitalized for our public page. Instagram at Wake Up Everybody Virtual, and we've started to post on there thanks to Stacy McLean, so we can activate the IG, right? And then YouTube, we're downloading videos so that the world can know about what we're providing. And that's going to be happening over the course of this week. And thanks to Chantel, we've gotten that activated. And then the email info.wakeupseries@gmail.com. So everybody, if you can unmute, because what we're about to do is thank our beloved Tiffany for the message and the wisdom that she has imparted to us today. So come off mute and give it to her, y'all, please.
Thank you, Tiffany, for this great exercise.
You
Thank you, Tiffany, so very
Thank
much.
you,
for that
Sister
extra.
Tiffany.
That was
Thank
going
you.
to
on
make
every
it
level.
It's because of you.
Everybody.
Thank you, sister.
Blessings,
Queen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Imposter syndrome.
Blessings,
Appreciate you.
Thank you,
blessings, admin team. Love y'all. Y'all rock. Y'all rock.
Thank
Y'all
you. Thank
rock.
you.
Y'all rock.
Have a great day,
Have a
everyone,
great
and let's
day,
move
Love
forward.
y'all.
Wonderful day.
Love y'all, family.
Thank you,
I
everyone.
love my Woo family. Thank you. Thank
We
you.
love
Hey,
you
love
too.
y'all.
Love
We
you
love you
too.
all.
I always love my family. You're my favorite ones. Love y'all, family. Wow.
Yes. Have a great day.